All right. We're going without the music, Selby. I didn't have every little button pushed.
Uh-oh.
I apologize. My
That's
bad.
okay. All right.
Welcome to your weekly dose of the Leisure Podcast. I'm Scott Leisure, and with me, as always, is the magical, talented superhero of broadcasting, Miss Jackie Selby.
How you doing?
How you
Scott
doing,
Leisure.
friend?
Not bad, except they just mowed
Uh-huh.
like outside my window.
Yes.
And so now I'm sneezing. But anyway, I'm great.
Hey, that's all right. It's prudent to prune, Selby.
It is prudent to prune.
Prudent,
And
yes.
it is springtime pruning.
And it is springtime pruning.
Except I heard you didn't get springtime weather today.
It's very soupy outside.
Uh-huh.
Very soupy. But what is it? We need the moisture.
Yeah. For those foolish enough to have planted plants before Mother's Day.
Right?
Or
It's
even
not-
before Memorial Day can be tricky.
It's not cold. It's just wet.
Oh, okay.
And hail. The hail is all on the other side of town now. I survived the hail.
Oh, hail, yes.
Hail, yes. We might keep this a little abbreviated, but we'll see how kind of things roll. We do, coming on here after a bit, I want to roll through some burning topics, but after a while, we've got a pretty special guest coming on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat little story that we want to get out there and do our part for all of mankind.
Let's do mankind.
Doing mankind on the Leisure Podcast with us. And the dog came up to visit me. So now we have a dog.
Buster's over here now too.
Okay. First topic. I'm just going to tell you one thing. So as we all know, Lucy, who is right here, she is a Corgi Australian Shepherd mix. Okay. These dog biscuits I found, they're green. They're not going to show up. They are called Grandma Lucy's. Okay.
Okay.
I'm at the Petco the other day and I'm looking for something, something good to get the dog. And I see, Grandma Lucy's. I'm like, well, how could I not get those? So I go to check out. And the girl at the counter, she says, have you bought these before? I was like, actually, no, it's my first time. My dog's name's Lucy. I gave her the whole story. She says, well, my husband gets mad at me because when I buy them for our dog, I eat the whole bag. And
Who eats the whole bag?
The Petco girl. I was like, huh?
The girl eats the pet. Okay. The pet food.
The treats.
Okay.
Yes. I'm like, oh yeah? I'm just like, okay. She says, I kid you not, they taste just like Teddy Grahams.
No.
I said, well, hand one over. So she gets one out. I kid you not, Selby. These things are so good.
They're Teddy Grahams.
They have apple and they have cinnamon cranberry. I ate half the bag. I kid you not.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
dangerous. They're dangerous. Lucy might not get those again just because I will eat them. True story. True story.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
Okay,
a true story?
Here's my funny story for the morning for today. This morning, I'm walking Buster in my new neighborhood. And I went up a hill and over the other side, which we had not breached the hill before. And on the other side and across the street, but still within good view, is a utility yard where the guys are picking up their truck for the day, to head out and do utility work for the city. Well, they're all standing there doing like twirly exercises and swinging their arms and stuff. And there was a guy leading them in like, instead of calisthenics, like new time modern little exercises before they all got in their trucks at 7:00 in the morning. It was really cute. I was like, oh, I didn't want them to see because maybe they'd stop, but all of them in their, official clothes and everything, doing that twirly thing where you slap your body with your arms.
They had a little Zumba class, huh?
Did you feel me? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was dying laughing. I was like, that is so cute.
And not at one point did you just think, hey, I should get this on my phone and get a video of it for the podcast.
For the show. Well, I didn't have my phone on me.
Okay, sure.
Buster and I were having a private moment without the phone.
Okay, I get it.
With the swirling dervish utility employees.
Jackie took a mental picture of it.
It was really cute.
Good stuff. No, that's good. That's really good. Where am I going to go? I've got, what sucks is when I go to find stories or people send me stories, they're usually not like uplifting. They're not, because there's not that going on right now, a lot of craziness as always. All retrograde is almost over, thank God. So
couple more days of that, but then some other thing goes into retrograde. Something else happens. This is a powerful time if you're talking about the astronomy and astrology, both.
Most, dare I say, the most fucked up story I've heard all week long.
Buster, are you ready for the most fucked up story? Go ahead.
Fucked up story of the week.
All right.
Woman who wrote book on grief following husband's death, accused of his murder. Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, oh dear.
Oh, and where is she from, Selby? Not Colorado. She's from Utah.
Oh.
A Utah woman published a children's book on processing grief following the death of her husband last year. What an inspirational story. Hey, my husband died. I'm going to publish a children's book. I'm going to make a lot of money.
Oh.
Has now been accused of poisoning him with a lethal dose of fentanyl. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chalk that one up.
No.
I want that dateline. All right. On the.
How did she administer this fentanyl?
Well,
do you have any idea?
I just clicked out of it, Sully.
All right.
Honestly, when I first got the story across my desk, all I could get through was the headline. I was like, no.
Like patches of fentanyl, or did she stuff it up as cornflakes or what? All right.
The point right now, Sully.
Okay, sorry.
The point right now is moot.
All right.
First use of the word moot on the Leisure Podcast. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, next we've been putting out our weekly GTS. Google that shit.
You've been doing a great job on all this stuff, Scott. You really have.
I appreciate that.
Especially while I've been moving and everything. I just
well,
you've been attending to all of it.
People might not know this about the incomparable Jackie Sully. She's a gypsy. She's a nomad.
Apparently I am the last few years, especially. Yeah,
she's a total gypsy. Her, Stevie Nicks, and who's the third one? Ann Wilson from Heart. All gypsies. Yeah. Executive Order 14067. That was on the list. The Biden administration is exploring the idea of creating a digital currency for the U.S., saying it could help strengthen the nation's role as a global financial leader. Jackie, what is tomorrow?
Cash Friday. Cash Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cash Friday. Did you run into any difficulties using cash this week?
I did not. Cash? Okay. Yes, I paid cash for the gas. Filled up the tank. I paid cash for the dog food. And I've been getting little things, buying different household items on Marketplace because I ditched everything at my last house, sold it there so I didn't have to move it across the country. So anyways, everywhere I go, cash. Yes.
Have you had to use the Coinstar yet?
No.
What are you doing with all your change? You get a lot of change, huh?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I keep it for the laundromat.
Oh, well, there you go. Gypsies, I forget. Gypsies
Use laundromats until they buy a new washer dryer.
Every time I go by the laundromat on my way to work, there is always a Walt white meth van in front of the laundromat.
Oh, there, this one over here. Oh my gosh, Scott. Let's just say I did not belong in there when I went in to start a load on Sunday morning. So I just turned around and left. Anyway.
Okay. Third story. Oh, did you know there are
Good dog. Buster's just sitting right here with me.
88 wildfires burning across Alberta, Canada, 27 considered out of control. 88 wildfires.
Now, Alberta's in the West, right? Or is it Midwest?
I think it's like Colorado, not like,
okay.
It's a tweener, I think.
Alberta. Isn't that where Richard Murphy's from? Why can't I think of it? Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
He could be.
Oh.
There's a gypsy too.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. He's doing good. Yeah, he's driving a truck now. He loves it.
He's doing good. Hey, Richard, if you're out there, man, we love you. We miss you. We love your posts.
We love you, Richard.
If you are not...
he's named his truck Lilu.
Yeah, if you're not a friend of Richard Murphy on Facebook, you need to find. Go to either one of our sites. That being said, also be sure that you go to the Scott Leisure website, scottleisure.com, and do all that stuff I tell you to do every week.
Alberta. I'm sorry, Canadian friends. Alberta time zone.
Spotify.
Oh, it's mountain time. You're absolutely right.
YouTube. All that stuff. The Leisure Show is the official podcast of Jackie Selby, if anybody did not know that.
Okay.
And the Jackie Selby fan club.
That's right. Gosh dang it. I've made some new fans over here. Are you having a dog biscuit? Jesus.
I'm eating them in front of the dog. That's the best part.
You're so bad.
Okay. So as we were finishing the podcast last week, as we finished, I get done. Got a good friend who tunes in, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Matt calls me. Now, in doing the podcast, we have a vehicle, we have anybody in the media, this, has a vehicle. They have a power to, transmit stories to people, maybe help people do, the work that not every Joe Schmo can go do. And it's not saying anybody's more special than the next person. It's just saying it's just the position that you're in, So Matt calls me and he says, Scott, I need your help. Amen. Sorry, Matt, but usually when people call me and say they need my help, it's because they got really drunk for a week.
Oh.
And it's usually not a good story. So I'm like, okay, what you got going on, man? So Matt drives a roll-off truck for a living. Okay, the big roll-offs, those when they're doing constructions, he hauls those to and from the dump. Mm-hmm. So Matt, on one of his dumps, he will run into a fellow hauler who works for a U-Haul storage company. Okay. So I don't know if you know this, Gypsy, but
did he find puppies? What are you saying?
When you don't pay your storage unit fees,
okay,
do you know what they do with your shit?
Sell it.
No, these guys just chuck it. They chuck it.
They just chuck it.
They chuck it.
Okay.
So there's that show where they buy,
Yep.
here's $20, I get everything in the locker.
Yes. Mhm.
So there's cool shit there, and when Matt's there, he's gonna go through that stuff. He's gonna at least take a look at it to see what he's got. Okay. Oh,
What did he find?
so he's telling me the story. I'm like, okay, what did you find? Matt found somebody's urn.
Oh,
He found ashes of a human, a life, at the transfer station.
dead guy shit.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
So he's like, Scott, I cannot see, I wouldn't want to end up in a landfill.
Like
Where do you want
literally
your-
somebody's remains?
Yeah, where do you want your remains, Selby? Not in a landfill next to like a pile of dog crap, right?
No.
No. You could probably think of something, better.
So who did you find?
The mountains or a beach.
The ocean or
The ocean.
yeah.
Yeah. So does the right thing and he says, hey, it's a female. Her name is Barb.
Barb. Okay.
She said it was okay for me to call her Babs. You can try it.
All right. Scott.
So he rescued her from the transfer station. He says, but we have to find, we have to do something with her. I can't see it. I just can't have it on. He couldn't have it on his head. Who would want that on their head? If
Well,
you
who
saw
threw Barb away?
Well, it's not that they threw her away. It's that they maybe this person,
They had her in storage.
they had her in storage for whatever reason. People fall on hard luck that, they had to put everything in storage. They put her where they thought she was safe. But whatever happened, she's out in the landfill or in the transfer station. She was at the step before the landfill.
Okay.
I said, okay. He said, there's some paperwork. There's this, there's that. I've got her name. Okay. So here, got her driver's license. This is Barb.
Holy cow. It's a real person.
It's a real person.
Oh.
There's Barb. Okay. So Barb, I said, we'll bring in the paperwork. Leave Barb for now. And then a day passed. I was like, you know what? Bring her to me. And I'll take a look at her. So in all of this paperwork, Jackie, I've got these 2 sympathy cards. Okay. I've got a drawing from this little kid, these are memories,
my God,
right?
we have to find her family.
Yeah, and we will. That is our task here at the
Okay.
podcast. So I thought we would have, well, let's do this. Where did I put my darn glasses, Selby? Let's do this. Let's bring her on. We're going to bring
All right.
Barb.
Okay.
Okay, we've got Barb queued and she agreed. I couldn't have her sign anything, but she agreed to be on the podcast tonight.
All
So
right.
here we go. Here's Barb is joining. Had this all set up, Selby. Now it's
Is Barb in the green room?
Barb is right there. Let's see. Oh, let me go get Barb's video on. It was set. I promise. Hold on.
Oh, for crying out loud. All right. This is so weird. I sure hope my friend Tony's watching this. I can't see the comments, Tone, but if you are, I know you have something to say about it. Thursday night leisure podcast. And there's Barb. Oh, look at her urn. Nice job. You got a candle on her. Oh, Scott, that's wonderful. Oh, Barb, we're going to find your family for you. Oh, Scott, that's so cute.
Isn't that
Look, you
nice?
got her on
Yeah.
a nice cushion and
We gave her a little, she's sitting on the leisure sofa with a little light.
oh,
And
Barb.
so, and also what we have going on here tonight. So I lit some other candles in my place. You know, there's a good vibe. There's a good energy flowing through the
Oh,
leisure pad right now. But I had some notes. I just kind of wanted to read through some of this stuff. So Barb, these are actual like notes from her funeral. So Barb died in 2008. Okay.
wow. At the last recession. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this says, welcome and thank you. Good evening. I am so-and-so. On behalf of Barb's family, I want to thank you for coming today to remember Barb's life and to bring comfort to all those who loved her. The scriptures tell us that our Lord Jesus was greatly moved when he went to memorial services such as these, even if they were on a leisure podcast. And he always brought his life-giving presence to such gatherings. We fully believe that he will do so today. Okay, so Barb was born on October 1st, 1951 in Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
She attended Bradley Elementary School, Cherry Creek High School, the Colorado College of Medical and Dental Assistants.
Oh, wow.
And she died on the 14th of May. So, 3 days from now, she died in 2008 on the 14th of May. She's survived by her son, Tim, daughter, Colleen, sister, Sue, brother, David. Then it goes on. I don't know, whatever your belief is, whatever your spirituality is, religion, whatever, there's the biggest book in the world, the Bible. Out of the Bible, this is 1 Corinthians 13. You didn't think you were going to hear Scott Leisure read biblical passages tonight on the Leisure podcast, did you?
Leisure podcast. Go ahead, Scott.
All right, let's go. Coffee first. I may speak all the languages of humans and angels, but if I do not love others, I am nothing more than a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. I may understand all secrets and all knowledge. I may have a faith that moves mountains, but unless I love others, I'm nothing. I may give away all that I own and even let myself be burned alive, but I will gain nothing unless I love others. Love is kind and patient, never jealous, boastful, proud, or rude. Love isn't selfish or quick-tempered. It doesn't keep a record of the wrongs that others do. Love rejoices in the truth, not in the evil. Love is always supportive, loyal, hopeful, and trusting. Love never fails. Let's see. We are not always able to preach inspiring messages. We don't always know the perfect words to speak. And sometimes we even forget what we do know. You see, we just don't know everything, and the things we do are not perfect. But someday what is perfect will appear, and then our imperfections will disappear.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is cool. When we were children, we thought and reasoned as children do. But when we grew up, we put aside our childish ways. Except Jackie. Right now, all we can see of God is like a cloudy picture, but someday we will see him face to face. We don't know everything, but one day we will know God just as he, her, them, they, whatever. My God doesn't have gender, Jackie, just so you know. One day we will know God just as he completely knows us. But right now, God has given us these three things: faith, hope, and love. All of these three things, out of all these, the greatest is, of course, love. Amen, Barb. Barb's bringing
Amen.
some love right now.
Right to the podcast.
Right to the podcast. If we would not have had that reading, if Matt, God bless you, Matt, we love you, man. If he wouldn't have brought, Barb to the light, Barb would have just been buried somewhere. And these words and this message and this inspiration and everything would have just been buried in a truck next to like old mattresses and shit.
It's just awful. What was it? Her brothers?
That I don't know. I'll get to a little of the investigation I've done. Sue, her sister, remembers Christmas growing up with Barb, having matching nightgowns, slippers, nightcaps. She had a flair for the theatrical. She liked to put on plays. So we get to know a little bit about her, man. It's kind of cool. So she was proud of her children. I think this is the dad, Bob. They were married a number of years and good friends at the end. We talked almost every day. They were helpful to each other. It says there must have been forgiveness there to have such a good friendship. Yeah. So let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, it says, if you are tired from carrying heavy burdens, come to me and I will relieve you. Take the job that I give you. Work with me and learn from me. I am gentle and humble, and you will find relief. The duty that I give you is useful and good. My burden is not difficult. So
there's your send-off, Barb.
Yeah. In these cards, okay, there was one phone number, Selby. Okay. So I called. Now,
oh, good.
Well,
this is all a surprise to me. He did not tell me about this.
Now, I didn't want to freak you out.
I think it's absolutely hilarious. And I'm sure she would love this. The little candle going on her urn on the leisure sofa.
I just hope the dog doesn't jump up there and start
on a nice, comfy,
fuzzy
blankie.
Yeah. Well, what was her other option?
Out in the landfill, dude.
Yeah, next to the glad bags. So I call this lady. Now, there's every million scam out there today going on. So I call and I'm like, hey, here's the story. I'm looking at this Barb. I'm trying to find where she needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, then the woman was kind of, you could tell she's kind of taken back. She's like, yeah, I don't know anything about any Barb, any Colleen, anybody you're talking about. I don't have time for this. I was like, okay. I mean, she didn't say it in those words, but I was like, all right, no, fair enough. I'm kind of like, whoa, I hope Barb doesn't come back on you, is what I'm thinking. But she called me back like a couple hours later. She calls me back. She calls me back and she says, I got to thinking about it. I worked with this Colleen, her daughter, Barb's daughter. And I was a little weirded out by the whole thing. I'm like, I get it. It's cool. She says, but this daughter, the last that she knew of, was like homeless in California.
Oh.
So that lead got shot. Now, I've got a couple of things. I'm going to make a couple more phone calls. I kind of wanted to put it out on the podcast first. I mean, she's been dead since 2008. She wasn't going anywhere. What's 1 week, right? Get it out on the podcast, and then I'm going to try and make a couple more phone calls, maybe to the place that cremated her. I've got some friends, some acquaintances who've worked in the funeral, cremation, cemetery industry. So I'm going to chat with them and just kind of see what goes down. Someone asked me, they said, Scott, what if you can't find where she needs to be? So then if that bridge gets built, Selby, then might just go to the mountains and find a good road, a good little meadow.
Or Gore Creek or something
And
in
just
Vale.
leave her there with all of the paperwork.
Nature,
And then
yeah.
maybe someone else will find her and take her on another adventure, But for now, honestly, what has Barb done for us and the listeners today? In reading up on her and knowing the whole story about her, and that really, really beautiful passage that we were shared with, that would have ended up in the landfill. What has she done for us all tonight? It's been
a lot.
A lot.
There's hope, don't despair, because people really do care about people. That's my takeaway.
There are people out there, but then but
Babs.
then there's ladies out offing their husbands and writing children's books about it. Yeah.
You had to go there.
Well, it's true. There's this yin and yang going on,
Yeah. There always has been. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
I think Barb would have enjoyed this little bit of theatrics, don't you?
I feel an energy coming from the other room. I think she did.
Good.
I think she did, Selby.
I think you did the right thing, Scott.
Well, she's not home yet, but she's safe. It was not me. It was Matt. Give props to Matt. Matt's the one.
Way to go, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
That actually physically rescued her.
Yeah, but he rescued her because he knows you. See?
Well, he would have rescued her, Jackie, even if he didn't know me. Matt's just one of those guys.
It all happens, though, for a reason.
Mm-hmm. The Leisure Podcast is going really deep tonight.
Deep.
I like it.
Oh, man.
I like it. So my friend Greg, I'm going to send the podcast to him. I spoke to him earlier today. He works for a local station. So maybe we can get a little media exposure for her, just find where she needs to go. She hasn't briefed me on where she wants to go. So,
well, maybe in your meditation, you'll get the right message.
Mm-hmm. More will be revealed always.
Yes. Way to go, you guys.
Yeah. Way to go, you too.
Thanks.
Good job getting your internet hooked up.
Thanks. Well, I borrowed my new neighbor's Wi-Fi code.
Even better.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you that my Wi-Fi, when you're searching for your name and you see all your neighbors' Wi-Fi names, ours is OJ Simpson. Just because.
Nice job.
And on that note, every Thursday, 6:00, go to the website, scottleisure.com. Subscribe to Spotify, to the YouTube, buy the book, blah, blah, blah. Help us find Barb's family.
Yeah.
And just be good to that next person. Let somebody over in traffic. And then, once you do that, then the next 5 people you see, you'll probably flip off. But that's okay. You let that one person over.
Think about Barb.
Think about Barb. Let's get some t-shirts made. All right. Selby.
She died young. I was just thinking about that. She
did.
Born in 1950.
51 to 2008. What's the math? Do it, Selby, quick.
57.
There you go.
Whatever it was. 8 years old.
Yeah. It makes you wonder. There are so many stories with this woman. And she's just touched us for 30 some minutes, Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. So
somebody from, Bradley Elementary, is that school still open? Is that the one on Alameda? And I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't gone that far down the research hole.
Maybe somebody whose parents went to Bradley.
Right.
Or
Cherry Creek High School.
Or Cherry Creek in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know Cherry Creek High School was open back then.
It could have been the only thing there.
My ex went there, but anyway.
All right. Well, a beautiful service tonight, Selby.
Beautiful service, Scott.
thank you for being a part of it. Barb,
Thank you.
thanks for joining us. It's been beautiful. And thanks for sharing your light with us and your spirit. And we're not going to forget you. That's for sure.
We won't forget you, Barb.
Especially if we can't find a place for you, then we'll be, we'll just keep you and then we won't ever forget you.
We could have her on the camera for every single one of these things.
It was a lot. There was rubber bands involved. My phone was tied up for like an hour. So Barb is probably making her only appearance on the Leisure Barbcast.
Okay. Can we get another camera from Barb?
Yeah. What else was in that storage unit, Matt? Come on. Was there any?
God, you have her driver's license. That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Keep looking. I think you can find somebody. I do.
I will.
Okay.
In the meantime,
update next week.
Yeah. Do something good for somebody. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. And as always,
pay cash Friday.
Pay cash.
Pay cash. Keep cash alive, folks.
Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Nice job, Pastor.
Reverend.